The annual Muskegon Air Fair continued its 21-year tradition of entertaining West Michigan with a wide variety of acts over the 2004 4th of July weekend. From Elvis to the Tomcat, wing walkers to snowbirds, A-10s to hang gliders, the creativity and courage of the performances kept everyone enthralled. The air show demonstrated technological advances in flight while honoring those who have fought for our freedom in the past. A key component of any air show are the civilian aerobatics acts, inspired by their love of flight.
Dan Buchanan of Dan Buchanan's Flying Colors Air Show.
Dan Buchanan lit up the Friday night runway bash with a demonstration of dazzling pyrotechnics from his hang glider. A multi-talented and adventurous individual, Dan designs and installs all of the effects on the wing himself. He won the Bill Barber Award for Showmanship in 1999 and a Special Achievement Award from the International Council of Air Shows in 2001. Dan has never let his handicap stand in the way.
Well, I love adventure. I'm not a stunt person. I just love adventure, and I do every adventure sport you can imagine. But it's always things that are well thought out. There's instruction, there's good equipment, there's good knowledge base out there.
During the nighttime act, Dan uses a small piston engine to keep his glider in the air. However, during the daytime, the thermals are present and can keep him aloft once he gets airborne. And for his daytime act, Dan has created a unique way to get airborne.
I use this hang glider and it doesn't have an engine, so there's no mountain to fly off of, so I have a winch in the trailer, and at 30 miles an hour, I lift off the trailer. And it continues towing me as I pull line off of a payout winch that's in the trailer. My tow vehicle actually makes a U-turn underneath me to go back the other way and then back again, so I don't use a great long distance away from the people who are watching. So I'm kind of like a water skier in the sky.
Ladies and gentlemen, a profile in courage, determination, and imagination. A big round of applause for the award-winning Dan Buchanan.
Melanie Will, and I'm flying the Pitts S1S.
Melanie Will is a newcomer to the airfare circuit and shows great promise as she follows in the exciting tradition of female aerobatics. Taught at age 14 by her father in a Piper Cub, Melanie went on to pursue her dream at new heights.
I've always loved flying, and I find that aerobatic flying just takes you to the next dimension, and it's three-dimensional. It's something I've always wanted to do. The thrill of it is awesome. It's just so much fun and so much freedom, and to be able to experience it all it's great.
She has trained with aerobatics legend Wayne Hanley and purchased the Curtis Pitts Special S1S, making one slight modification.
One of the unique things about my plane that makes it truly Canadian is my Canadian, Molson Canadian, I am Canadian beer cap key. The throttle gets in the way of my actual key, which could be a problem and switch off my magnetos. So I attached a beer cap, the I am Canadian one, to make sure that I don't ever knock off my mag switch. And this way, it stays in there. My throttle can open, and everything's nice and clear. Makes me truly Canadian.
In 2001, Melanie was the recipient of the Jan Jones Aerobatic Scholarship and is now schooling audiences with all the right moves in her Curtis Pitts Special.
I'm flying a hammerhead, which is where I pull up to vertical. I'm gaining about 1,200 feet vertical, and then I let my airspeed reach to zero and I kick the aircraft over.
This maneuver was done by crop dusters and power line patrol pilots until there were too many fatalities. It's called a hammerhead turn. It allows a gain of altitude, a change of direction, and a dive for speed. It's only done by airshow pilots these days as a turnaround maneuver. Now, pulling back on the stick, she rolls the aircraft upside down, continues to climb while upside down. As the speed bleeds off to about 60, she pulls back on the stick. This is called the reverse Cuban 8.
The family tradition of the love of flying continues for Melanie. She is married to Steve Will, commanding officer of Canada's 421st Air Demonstration Squadron, better known as the Snowbirds.
Right over the tree line, Jimmy Jet Franklin is in the air.
One of the most respected and innovative acts on the air show circuit has also made flying a family affair. Jimmy Franklin and his son Kyle. Jimmy's been flying since he was 12 years old and has been in air shows for over 30 years. One of Jimmy's great innovations is his 1940 Waco biplane with a jet engine. This allows Jimmy to execute spine-tingling stunts no one has ever attempted in this type of plane. Even more amazing is the second half of Jimmy's act, where his son Kyle steps outside the plane as a wing walker.
Kyle starting to stand up, and Kyle will be on the move. Moving from between the wings, walking, standing on the fuselage.
What a way to follow in Dad's footsteps. Jimmy has won many awards over his distinguished career and is the only person to have received the Art Scholl Memorial Showmanship Award twice.
We call this the teamwork pass. Watch it. As Kyle leans way back, upside down, and shakes hands with his father. The teamwork pass. Put it there, Pop. Good working with you.
His innovation and style make him one of the most exciting acts on the circuit and a definite crowd pleaser here in Muskegon.
My name's Mike Rocky, and I'm the manager of Muskegon Air Traffic Control Tower.
My name is Dan Halsbaugh, and I am the air boss of the Muskegon Air Fair.
Gary Hay, I've been here for 15 years. I'm the military coordinator and the assistant air boss.
It's a lot of coordination between the control tower and the air boss as far as who is going to be responsible for the airport and the airspace at any given moment. We're constantly controlling traffic in our airspace and around and into Tulip City, Fremont, Grand Haven Airport. Those airports are all busy during the air show. So there's quite a bit of coordination, including the air carriers that we don't delay because we're doing an air show here.
Well, in trying to put together an entire event, I'm in charge of all aspects. And there's a lot of areas that need to be coordinated and a lot of things that pop up during the course of the air show. So in my role, I go around and make sure that everybody gets these problems taken care of.
Each morning of the Air Fair starts with a pilot's meeting to coordinate the numerous acts of the day and to inform the performers of restrictions.
There's restrictions on viewing areas, like all the low-speed aircraft have to be at least 500 feet from the crowd fence. The high-speed jets that do their aerobatics have to be 1,500 feet from the crowd fence. It's called the aerobatic box.
Okay, out there you have 2 points of reference. One is a 500-foot line from the crowd line, which is our low-speed flight line, and that's primary for the prop aircraft. Those trucks define that line. And out for the jet aircraft, such as the Snowbirds, the F-14, is out at 1,500 foot, and that is the second line of trucks that you see out there.
It takes a hard-working and dedicated crew to keep everything moving and to make sure everyone is informed during the weekend's special events.
They're looking, spotting, they're making sure aircraft who haven't been aware that there is an air show here are not coming toward the airspace. We will let Dan know that we have one close to the boundary and maybe we have to get an act on the ground or stop the act momentarily until we can figure out what that airplane is going to do. The stress level is higher only because this is something we only do once a year. Normal air traffic is as stressful as it normally is for our people. You know, I have a very professional group here, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud of what the air traffic controllers have done, and the reputation that we have in the area is very, very high. We have numerous airplanes through the course of the year that fly from other airports here to practice because they get what they ask for, and we're proud of that.
Them out to people. The people go crazy over Prentice, who's the Elvis impersonator. He does all the singing, we do all the jumping. People go crazy when he's up on stage. He is fantastic, unbelievable singer, and it's a pleasure to watch him after we get done jumping. It's great.
We've also added a female jumper to our entourage. We have a Marilyn Monroe jumping. We keep adding to it and having fun with it. So we're proud to be here in Michigan, and we're having a great time.
Oh, Muskegon has been absolutely wonderful. This is my first big air show. I've done some smaller air shows. This is my first one, and I love it. The people have been absolutely wonderful.
I'm Skip Aldis of the Lima Lima Flight Team. I'm the lead solo, and I live in Lake City, Florida. The Lima Lima Flight Team was formed 17 seasons ago, 17 years ago, with just a couple of guys that lived in Naperville Aero Club, had T-34s, and started flying. Got together, went to a few air shows, and slowly added more and more airplanes to the team until they had 6.
From Naperville, Illinois, introducing the 2004 Lima Lima Flight Team.
We're a civilian team of common ownership, I guess, of the same type of airplanes who got together and started flying formation, and that formation has just evolved into the act that we now have.
From the left and the 2 solo pilots approaching from the right, flying head to head at over 400 miles per hour closure. Whoa, that was so close. 4-ship Diamond with a lead airplane, 2 corner pilots, a slot. Let's enjoy the beauty of the Diamond as the Lima Lima performs the high bank Diamond 360. The T-34 is a versatile airplane, perfect for training military pilots. The airplane can fly as slow as 60 miles per hour, as fast as 230.
They're military airplanes. They were Air Force and Navy trainers starting in the early 50s, and Air Force flew them until 1958-59. Navy flew them until the early 70s. They were the primary trainer, first airplane that student pilots flew.
They brake, reversing course, and dive down at a 45-degree angle, upside down, then rolling right side up. The team completes this, fireworks in the sky.
Number 1, Bill Sherwood. Number 2, Rick Nichols. Number 3, Gary Donovan. Number 4, Ed Hicks. Number 5, Jim Morgan. Number 6, Ryan McCann.
The 2004 Muskegon Air Fair was honored to have General Paul Tibbets on hand to celebrate Independence Day. General Tibbets piloted the B-29 bomber Enola Gay on its historic mission to drop the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima on August 6th of 1945. In a brief speech, he put an historical perspective on what freedom means.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, today is our day of freedom. A lot of people have died since the 1700s for all of us to be able to be here on this particular day.
So many people today do not really have a good understanding of what a total conflict the world was in World War II, and what for the first time really in history, the entire world was engaged in a conflict to decide whether we were going to be ruled by democratic and free governments or whether we were going to be ruled by totalitarianism.
Tora 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 is a unique award-winning air show that employs a team of dedicated volunteers to create a dynamic recreation of the attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941.
Suddenly, this invasion of American forces took place. Suddenly, America is thrown into war.
Tora Tora group came together after the original Tora Tora movie in 1969. It evolved into an air show act through the 70s with a message of the commemorative Air Force of lest we forget. That message is to remember the people and the sacrifices that were done for our freedom during World War II.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
A key component of Tora's team are the pyrotechnics experts setting off multiple explosions from ground level.
What we do in the course of less than 8 minutes is 61 explosions. We do this as part of our patriotism because it's a remember Pearl Harbor and why we need a strong military, and it matters a lot to us.
At a lot of shows, the Pearl Harbor survivors are there. For them, it brings back the memories and what they went through, but more importantly for us and for them, they're able to show to their children and their grandchildren now what it was really like to be in a war.
America did gain that inevitable triumph. As the Japanese left Pearl Harbor and went back to the Akagi, they left 2,400 American soldiers and sailors dead and dying. They left 1,200 others seriously wounded.
The struggle to keep America's freedom continues today with highly developed cutting-edge technology and innovative designs in today's fighter aircraft. Muskegon had the chance to look at two of the best in the A-10 Thunderbolt and the F-14 Eagle. The A-10 Thunderbolt, affectionately nicknamed the Warthog, is designed for close air support of ground forces. The twin-engine jet aircraft with a titanium cockpit can be used against all ground targets, including tanks and other armored vehicles. The primary mission of the A-10 is to provide day and night close air combat support for friendly land forces. The A-10 shows off its excellent maneuverability. Their wide combat radius and short takeoff and landing capability permit operations in and out of locations near front lines. The F-14 Tomcat is a supersonic twin-engine fighter designed to attack and destroy enemy aircraft at night and in all weather conditions. Made popular by the movie Top Gun, this familiar plane celebrates its last year on the Air Fair circuit, soon to be replaced by the F-18 Hornet. The Tomcat is capable of such difficult maneuvers as the knife-edge pass, holding its wings vertical to the horizon. Also important is its slow-speed ability, allowing it to land on aircraft carriers.
Hi, I'm Captain Corey Blakely, Snowbird number 3 of the Canadian Forces Snowbirds.
I'm Captain Stephanie Walker, and I'm the Public Affairs Officer with the Canadian Forces Snowbirds.
Corporal Marc Bellumeur, a ground aviation technician with the Snowbird on the 3-jet.
The Canadian Forces Snowbirds have two distinct roles. We are the link between the military and the North American public because you know, the public can't go over to Afghanistan to see what our troops do. We bring that to them. We show them what it takes to be a Canadian Forces member. It takes skill, professionalism, it takes teamwork, things like that. So we show the North American public what it's all about to be a Canadian Forces member. So in that, we're also ambassadors for Canada when we come to the States. We take that role pretty seriously because, as you know, the United States is our closest ally, so we're really happy to be here to be able to demonstrate that here.
The CT-140 Tudor aircraft used to be the old trainer for the Canadian pilots. Now the only formation that uses is us, the Snowbirds. It's about 40 years old, and it's perfect for what we use it for, and it's really easy to maintain, which makes my job quite nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the 2004 Canadian Forces Snowbird!
The Snowbirds opened their flying act in the tight 9-plane formation that they're best known for. In this formation, the jets are only 4 feet apart and zipping along at nearly 400 miles an hour. After ascending, the Snowbirds proceed in an arrowhead formation to perform the majestic maple split. This was dedicated to the Canadian Air Force, which is marking its 80th anniversary this year. Throughout the act, planes split off from the group to perform breathtaking aerobatic maneuvers. The solo planes perform head-on passes in which they're only 30 feet apart with a speed close to 400 miles an hour. The closure speed of the jets is very close to the speed of sound. Corey says a certain type of character is needed to perform such maneuvers.
Well, a lot of people say that we're A-type personalities, but in general, I just think it's some pretty intense, professional, and serious personalities. The guys are a little bit adventurous, but very serious about the work we do, and it takes a sharp mind to really keep on top of things throughout all these formation maneuvers.
7 planes remain in formation and set up for the diamond roll.
Formation flying is, it doesn't matter who does it, it's very, very similar. You take your references off the lead airplane or one of the airplanes around you in the formation, and you just basically pick 3 points of reference, and you look at each other visually the whole time and maneuver according to those visual references.
As solos 8 and 9 pass, the formation forms a beautiful feather loop. Eight and 9 rejoin formation to perform the Concord loop. The Snowbirds finish their program with the line abreast roll-on loop, one of their more difficult challenges. The Muskegon crowd was fortunate to be able to experience this incredible performance during the only U.S. appearance of the Canadian Snowbirds this summer. The Muskegon Air Fair has become a West Michigan tradition through the efforts of hundreds of volunteers. People willing to go the extra mile to make sure both air show entertainers and West Michigan fans can celebrate this great country, and the courage, creativity, and commitment of those who love to fly. To order a video of the Muskegon Air Fair 2004, call 1-800-442-2771.